The maneuverability of this is really, really handy actually. Nice new 78 Huckins getting the job done as we absolutely spray them with machine gun fire. Hello guys, and welcome back to Boat Crew. Today I wanted to have another look at this game because the new 1.6 update has dropped, which introduces a new playable PT boat, the 78 Huckins. So we do have that already selected today. I started a new campaign to give it a go. It's really, really good on the speed and acceleration, moderately good on the handling, and then of course severely lacking in durability. So we're going to have to play that sort of hit and run play style. In terms of loadout, we have it set up as I usually would, with double Lewis gun, mousetrap and mortar at the start of the campaign. As we continue throughout the campaign, we can of course unlock the new weapons. There are new weapons that have been added in this patch as well. So if we go to the heavy weapons, I believe the 50 dual purpose gun has been added. Really crazy gun. It can be used for anti-air with timed fused explosive shells, but it can also lob 3-inch shells against enemy targets using that 800 splash damage to its advantage. So very interesting heavy weapon. You'll also notice that heavy weapons are now available on basically all PT boats, so that's pretty cool. There's also the addition of new artillery weapons. There's a 75mm pack howitzer and a 107mm mortar. They will be under the utility weapon here. So M2 mortar 107 and the M175 howitzer. So yeah, both of those decent options as well. I like to have the utility weapon, just allows you to really do a lot of damage to those base defenses. Now in terms of our crew is set up with all of their gear. You can see my gunners have got their bandoliers ready. We've got some extra armor on the loaders because they're generally in exposed positions, running backwards and forwards with ammo. Then my medics and repairmen, they have the life jackets, and we've got our skipper there with his binoculars so that he can spot things. I think my gunners also have binoculars. But regardless, that is our loadout, and you can see that I put it in the Vulcan HD colors of red and silver. Very nice. All right, let's go find ourselves some targets. So if you're not familiar with Boat Crew, the way that it works is you are a PT boat and you basically act as a PT boat in the Pacific War, or the Pacific Theater of World War II. So there are convoys running backwards and forwards, both on your side and on the enemy side, and you can either help defend your supply or you can attack their supply. You can scout out their bases, you can attack their bases even, but you do need to be, of course, careful with all of these actions, because the more notoriety you get, the more of a target you become, and then the enemy will start sending like more stuff your way, so more ships, more aircraft, and all this stuff that may overwhelm you eventually. And when you die in this game, it's actually very punishing, so you do have to be kind of careful with that. But currently we're at Tulagi. I might go and scout out Savo over here to begin with, and we'll go and see what is there. You'll notice in the bottom right we do have a fuel indicator. You don't want to let that hit 0, otherwise you get stranded and you have to turn on your transmit radar in order to spend these resource points in order to get more fuel. We will want our radar on, just so that we can see enemy forces coming towards us. But what we need to do at Savo is get this inner circle to cover that so that we can scout it for our faction. So we're of course playing on the US. We can turn off our radar so they aren't aware of us being here, because when you have the radar on, it will make forces attack you. But we're just going to hang out nearby, and you'll notice this line move around the outside. That's going to be us scouting it. Currently, obviously, it is a question mark, but when we do scout it, it will give us some resource points. And if it's quite low, then Allied forces might come in and try and take it. But they'll set off from a base back here, most likely, and sail all the way over here to come and take that port. But after we scout this, we'll see how strong it is. If it's not too strong, we can potentially assault the defenses ourselves using the mortar. But otherwise we might want to come back down to like Malapa and Abu Abu and Apio, Olawa, in order to find out what's there instead. So currently 24 strength, we can like sort of go towards it and then engage, and you can see that they have light based defenses here, so we can engage that if we want. And here we are. So my ship moving nice and fast. My chap up here is on the mortar. And this is how the mortar works, so we basically, when we see an enemy unit pop up on this sort of small radar icon here, we can left click and it will fire at it. Now of course we have our rockets, which we can also use if we want to. We can go up to flank speed, and since this craft does recover from heat pretty fast, we can use flank speed quite frequently. So we can see some enemy units popping up on the radar on the top right. I will be able to target with the mortar shortly. You can see my other chap there. He's gone back to get some more ammo. It's a good hit. Did manage to take it out. Just going to start mortaring the next one. That's a sandbag nest taken care of. And the more we weaken this, basically the more chance that our friendlies will come and attack it afterwards. Now if they manage to come and attack it and they take it, what will happen is it will kind of give the allies that location. And that's really, really handy because it improves your overall income of resource points over time. I'm trying not to use like too much because you can see we have like an ammo box count on the top right. So at the start of the battle, you might have noticed that when we were in the loadout system, I'd set it up so that we had 16 boxes available. But when we jump into a battle like this, we do have to be wary of our ammo capability. I'm just coming in here for like a quick raid basically. We're fortunate that there isn't any enemy ships nearby, otherwise they probably would have sallied from the port here and tried to attack us. You have to be really, really careful around certain types of ships at the start of the campaign because you're not really strong enough to defeat them. Like you might be good at killing other PT boats, but if you come up like against a proper cargo ship that has a big gun on it, they might just wreck you, so you do have to be very careful about that. Anyway, I'm just going to move around here. We're going to destroy this watchtower. And we're going to try and demolish these as well. If I run out of ammo, then I'm going to have to just leave. Oh, am I using smoke? I am using smoke. Oops. So you can use smoke, as you might have just noticed. Starting to get pretty low on ammo. It may be time to leave soon. Nice. We'll just put the remaining shots onto this last MG bunker, and then we'll head back out. We'll head back to one of our ports in order to get resupplied. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we can leave, since we're no longer under attack, and you can see that the strength of the port has decreased dramatically. So our raid has been recognized, which means that our allies will assault it soon. So a small team will come and try and assault Savo. That was really good. We'll just head back over to Tulagi, and then we'll head back down to like Malapa. So we want to try and obviously try and take the bases in between so that we can defend these easier. But you can see that there is an assault force now coming out of Hada. That's going to head over and try and capture Savo now that the base has been taken down a notch. But since we did such a good job there, you can see that we now have a threat marker. And that's going to make the enemy forces more likely to sort of sally forth to find us. Moving over to Tulagi, we have just replenished our ammo. We've also replenished our fuel. So now we'll head down to Malapa. I can, of course, speed things up. We can go nice and fast over here. And that should be able to, with its strength, take that on its own. You can join in the attacks, which is really, really good fun. Oh, it looks like another unit of forces is going towards Pavuvu. Now what we're going to do is we're going to scout out Malapa. And then if it's not too strong, we can assault that one as well. The other thing we might want to do is try and get ahead of this assault and deal with some of the defenses at Pavuvu. But the other things that we can do is try and intercept, especially further in. It's much more likely to be different cargo vessels moving in between all of the bases. There you can see the income from the territory bonus. We got the 184. So this boat seems actually pretty good for these sort of hit and runs on the bases, just because you can keep up your speed while doing a lot of damage to the enemy bases. I'm going to just go in here and do that again, because that will allow another assault here. So we'll just engage these light defenses. And in we go. So at the start you can see that our repairmen are picking up their tools and the medics are picking up their units as well. The recent activity has stirred some patrol activity in this area, Captain. It'll take some time before you're faced with light resistance, so no need to worry too much, but keep that in mind. This is in regards to your threat level. Oh, I just knocked out the engine. Oops. Got carried away holding W there. We'll just let them fix that up. And I'll just set it back to full. I guess in some ways it might even be a good idea to do that on purpose almost, because it does give experience to your crewmen. Let's get our mortar firing away. We are being hit by their base defenses. We need to be careful about that. You can see these red circles that are predicting where their shots are going to land. We are now coming under fire from their base. It's probably just like light mortars on the shore there that you can see. You can briefly see them on the mini-map. On the top right, where they're going to be. And if I just sort of face in the right direction, then I can see them in front of me as well. We have already killed them off, so that's good. Very nice. Good kills. We'll take out this one and then we can leave. Alright, good. Get out of there. So that's certainly done a bit of damage. Friendlies can't keep up. That's just because of all of these raids that are already happening. So what we should probably do, instead of like raiding Malapa, we should go and attack Aoki and also Pavuvu in order to assist these two forces that are coming out of here. I will also want to help them because like these can be intercepted along the way. The enemies can send their own task force to come and intercept this one if they wanted to. Actually don't know what that is. Let's have a look. So we've got 8 Sukutais, which are like river boats. There's a sub chaser and 4 motor torpedoes and 13 landing boats. Okay, so you might want to take those on, or at least try and do some damage to them. We don't have too much ammo left though. But we can always dip in and out. And the way that we want to engage enemy boats like this is by pressing like spacebar and targeting them. And then our gunners will automatically fire at them. We want to come at an angle here where we can kind of take them on one by one rather than all at once. So we're going to head over to the left side. I can also try and drop some mortar rounds on them. It might be a waste of ammo. We'll squeeze over to the left here. If we can get some good kills, then we can start to call in like extra support. You see at the bottom here we have the Wildcats and the Dauntless. The Dauntless will have like certain types of bombs. The Wildcats will be like strafing runs and being able to take out enemy aircraft. And the more kills you get in the mission, like or in the skirmish, the more you can bring in. So need to be at like a certain level before you can use them. Alright, see if we can maybe drop some mortars on the head. I don't know how fast they're travelling. They've been made aware of our position. They're going to certainly try and dodge those. We'll get him to man the Lewis gun, because they're going to be coming into range shortly. Yeah, that's one small patrol boat taken care of. try and keep them at a distance. I just realised we could have these both fire backwards. That's really nice. That allows us to kite really, really well. Exactly what this is for. Oh, we did just get hit by probably the sub chaser. Increase our speed a little bit here. Gotta be careful with ammo. The maneuverability of this is really, really handy, actually. Nice new 78 Huckins. Getting the job done as we absolutely spray them with machine gun fire. You see the ammo counts on the left and right. Be careful. We might not have enough ammo to kill them all. Maybe I'll bring in my Dauntless just to finish them off. You'll see the Dauntless coming in overhead there. They can finish off that last sub chaser. Now this isn't the most efficient way of using these, but it is very fun. They have brought in their own fighters here to fend us off. Now here comes a diving run from the Dauntless. I don't think we can shoot that with the Lewis. We might need to shoot these aircraft. So that there is like their strafing runs. We did manage to shoot down the Zero there. That's good. Maybe time for us to leave though. I can of course bring out my Wildcats as well if needs be. I think we'll be okay. I think we just leave. There's like more boats coming. Well, it's giving us time to fix up the boat at least. Cool. Being chased down big time. I'm gonna bring in those Wildcats. Do that just as the plane leaves. Alright, time to get out of here. We need to head back to base. So we did a decent amount of damage to that unit, which is basically going to stop it from assaulting what it was going to assault most likely. Managed to destroy 8 Sukhoi and 4 of the motor torpedo boats. We didn't get the sub-chaser, but that's absolutely fine. So enemy strategic target seems to be approaching. Estimated time of arrival is 4 days. It's going to arrive over here. Now there are special ships that you can go for in boat crew that basically give you extra points, like extra RP to spend on your boat. So they're going to now attack Savo. We need to actually just head back to Tulagi to get some more fuel, get some more ammo, get some more repair kits. You'll notice that 52 to 7, that's gonna be very, very much in our favor. Well, there is an enemy landing at Lunga, so we're probably gonna want to head over there as quickly as possible once we get our resources from Tulagi. Now, as we take more ground from the enemy, you'll notice that like we'll get more sort of support. There'll be more assault groups that can go around and take advantage of the attacks that we've made. I'm not sure we're going to get here in time, and even if we do, I think it's going to be a pretty difficult battle. Maybe we can help defend Lunga. Alright, let's engage. So it's going to be 2 sub-chasers. There's all the amphibious and landing units, which is fine, but there is a Mutsuki class destroyer. Ooh, okay. That's a bit scary. I might still be able to like clean out some of the smaller stuff, but that destroyer, I'm going to have to keep a wide berth from that. Can I see it? Trying to work out where the destroyer is. Currently coming over to the right because it will allow us to sort of isolate the units individually. I think the destroyer is to the left. What are these? These are landing craft, I think. It's about to go hot. Certainly is. I want to get my other chap on the other Lewis gun. We'll keep harassing them on the side. It's going to be like one of the landing tanks, the amphibious tanks. We'll go for the boat. That's a better idea. These landing ships are actually pretty difficult for us to kill. What I need to do really is get like just some better guns, get like 50 cal or something eventually. And that will allow us to take down these boats much quicker. Whereas the Lewis gun, not really making the cut in the same way. We're getting low on repair kits. Kind of like the time when you wanna leave and not really push your luck. And we're not really doing anywhere near enough damage. That's gonna be the enemy destroyer firing at me. Okay, that was nice. Just keep out of the way of these shots coming in from the destroyer. Probably time to go. I'm currently being spotlighted by that ship. That's allowing them to get the shots on us. So we've done our little hit and run. We're kind of getting low on ammo anyway. So really time to go. We're going to have to probably come back to that later on. Damage report was like 4 landing boats. It's not really going to be enough to help save that, unfortunately. Ideally, you want to hit them before the landing goes through. But the invasion of Savo worked out nicely. We'll head back to Tulagi. And I'm going to jump back into loadout because we do have some extra RP, but I don't know if we really have enough in order to like properly upgrade a gun. Let's have a look. So if we go to weapons, we go to guns, we go to left gun. I am currently missing out on 300 RP basically, which is a bit rough. That's just up to upgrading to a 30 cal as well. It's not even an M2. So I think we just have to be patient. We have to wait for the RP in order to make that happen, that upgrade. But yeah, we'll get some torpedoes at some point as well. Those will certainly help us sink bigger targets like that destroyer that we bumped into. Like if we get some nice Mark 27 torpedoes, we can do 7,500 splash damage. Huge. We can knock those big boys out. But for now, we have to stay with the hit and run playstyle. And even then, it will still be a hit and run playstyle in that we'll just drive in nice and close, drop the torpedo, and then get out of dodge. Yeah, boat crew, such a fun game. I'm probably going to leave it here for now. It's been a lot of fun. I'll definitely come back to this again in the future. Had a lot of fun with that boat as well. I really do like the maneuverability and the speed on the new 78 Huckins, but there's loads of new additions in this 1.6 patch. So definitely go to the Steam page and check those out on the community hub. Like there's new destroyers been added and new like P39 Air Cobras and stuff like that. Just like lots of different new units that you can sort of play around. You can't play with those yourself, but you can see them in the battles. So that's really cool. But yeah, next thing for me to do in this campaign would be to either help at like Hayuki or go over to Pavuvu and try and get ahead of this task force in order to do some damage there before they land, and that way we can take more ground nice and quickly. Or we could head back to Hada and try and help with that defense. There's lots of different things that you can choose to do, and the order in which you do them is, you know, up to you, and it will determine the success of your allied forces. Really, really good fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.